Yo, this is Shingirayi, formerly known as Mau Mau, and you're hanging out with two broke Twimbos. Check it out, these boys are hot.
We broke, we ain't got it. Five broke, we ain't got it. Don't spend no money, ain't got no clothes, ain't got no cars, ain't got no hoes. We broke. Ladies and gentlemen, now listening. 1, 2, broke. We broke.
Initiate checking of settings. It is two broke Twimbos. Check. My name's Danny that guy, aka Denias, aka Danny not Welbeck. If you're an Arsenal fan, you know what that means. Also, if you're a Manchester United fan or any sort of football fan, aka Danmo, aka your girlfriend probably pities me, aka I said Danmo earlier, but when you look at my body weight, it's more like Dan less. Here with Phil.
Yes, that is I, the irrefutable, the honorable, the soon to be doctorable, Phil Chard, aka Flip Flop, the big boss baby, aka
Pizza P,
aka Sexington Lovo, aka Shamari, Itengro Dringi, and we're here with the pioneer, a legend, a leading light, a thought leader. What else can we say, Dan?
He's pretty much seemingly a very angry man, judging from his music.
Yes.
Also a very passionate and did I say angry?
Yes.
Yes.
Conscious. There was a conscious rapper. They call them conscious.
Yes.
Conscious.
As opposed to unconscious. Yes, unconscious rappers.
AKA the young thugs and the likes.
Yes. You kind of wish they were unconscious. Lifestyle.
Yo, what's up? Yo, it's Shingirayi, aka, or should I say formerly known as FKA, FKA Mau Mau. And yeah, that's the only AKA I have, man. So I'm hanging out.
Sorry, man. Keep working. You'll get more
Twimbos.
AKAs.
Yeah, I need to qualify for a few more of those.
Yeah, they come with time. They come with
time and
2 to 3
patience.
months, and you got one.
I will get one.
Alright, so check it out. We're going to get into this podcast. So many things to look forward to, I think, if we think about it, because this man knows hip-hop. He's been around in the game for a while. So, like, you know, clearly this is going to be quite a hip-hop centric episode. But at the same time, we're going to be discussing your view on a lot of current events. For example, how do you feel about wearing different color socks? All that coming up and more. Oh, yeah. I hadn't done my laundry.
Is that your lead, like a news lead type thing?
Kind of.
Okay.
I just thought you guys kept looking, so I wanted to give a reason why.
Tonight on Dumbass News, why is Dan wearing odd socks? After the break.
Alright, man. Yeah. Thanks for agreeing to come here. I know we promised that we were going to pay you. That was a very foolish thing to believe. The name is Two Broke Twimbos, honestly, guy.
Right, that explains it, huh?
We're not paying you, but yeah, so what's good, man?
Yo, man, everything, man. You know, since last year, I've had a single out, you know, Ndamutswa, or some people call it AKA Ndangandafa.
I was about to say, what did you do this morning?
What did I do this morning? I got up. So, yeah, you know, I've just been working on the album right now, and I was hoping it'd be out before Christmas, but, you know, keep fingers crossed. It might happen, it might not. Nothing to lose sleep over. I don't know, but it'll be out soon.
What's it going to be called?
It's going to be called Damascus.
Damascus.
Yeah.
All right. It's gonna
Those of you that read the Bible might know why it's called that, but if not, you'll find out in time.
Oh, I was going to go from a geographical point of view. I was going to say, is it going to have, like, Arabic in it?
I mean,
that's a good suggestion.
I think that's an aspect Zim Hip Hop is missing.
We got to have more Arabic in our Zim Hip Hop.
I'm still, I'm going to put the word out there for an Arabic MC to join up, you know. But I'm still, like, trawling the internet to see who I can... I don't want to end up, like, you know, associating with an ISIS rapper. That might just not help me get visas to the States, or, you know.
Funny enough, ISIS is recruiting on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's amazing, yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Well, you know, they're embracing new technology, man.
Yeah, I mean, they're moving with the times.
Yo,
Yeah.
would you like to be a terrorist? Please DM details.
Dude, it's very likely that you're maybe harboring some hate,
Use the hashtag.
some
Yeah.
hate for the West in your heart, and you're like, but of course I am. How did you know?
Anyway, so you should holler and like DM and be like, yo, you want to do a mixtape or
Yeah.
just like, keep it.
Okay, let's get serious now.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, mama.
Yeah.
The socks thing. Oh, sorry.
Shingirayi.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Shingirayi.
Yeah.
But we want to go back.
It's okay. Let's go
No,
back.
because Damascus is like a comeback,
Let's
right?
go back.
Yeah, we want to go back.
All right, let's
Yeah.
go back.
When did you start in hip hop?
When did it all start? Okay. Truthfully, I started trying to rap when I was in college, and that was I'd gone to college in Canada.
Okay.
In Montreal, early 90s. So, I'd been caught up in hip hop even before that. But, I really started trying to actually do it and realized, well, I could sort of do it. And then when I came back here to Zim after school, I was like, well, you know what? I need to get into this game properly. But this is back in the days before, Fruity Loops and, laptops and people that had
Before Fruity Loops, Brock?
yeah, that's how long ago it was, So it was difficult just to go and get a demo done even, because like maybe two cats in town were making hip hop or anything close to hip hop, or what I wanted to make. So, we still had a bit of a learning curve compared to what was going on in the States. But yeah, I'd say properly, when I got back, 94, 95, that's when I started off, man.
94, 95.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a minute, huh?
So I'm trying to
Been
think,
a
94, 95. I think
Yeah.
Pieces of Ebony were on the scene, right?
Yeah. When I got back,
Piece of
they were the
Ebony,
ones.
bruh.
Yeah, Piece of Ebony.
Dude, I got a flu, so excuse me.
I also mix it up. Pieces of Ebony. I mean, there was a few of them. So
Kind of racist, if you think about it.
so-
Pieces
so-
of ebony.
Herbie, if you're listening, forgive us for that, man. So yeah, that's what was going on, man. And there was these two dudes in town called Tony and Norbert, and they had some little studio. I think it was somewhere in Eastleigh. And, they were the ones trying to check out for a young brother trying to do this hip-hop thing, So I tried to mess with them for a bit, but I wasn't really getting the sound I wanted, And then I ended up coming by Fortune Paruta, and he's the one that I worked on initially to do that first single, Who's the Mao Mao, Diani Mao Mao, Chinyigo Chinonzi Mao. So, but actually before that, or around the same time, I'd say I'd also been working with Tendai Mfuruza, who he kind of liked my vibe. He wasn't into hip hop. He was more like doing sort of Afro pop, R&B. And he said, listen, I like your energy. Come and feature on one of my songs, which was Blackness, which is the first song I ever did here in Zim. I don't even have a copy of it. I'm still trying to find it. I don't know if guys have got it in the radio stations, But yeah, so they had a video for that, which people liked. I mean, as videos went those days. And then, but soon after that, that's when I dropped Diani Mao Mao. And that's what set off the whole thing, really, in terms of people knowing who I was,
Alright.
Yeah.
What was your sound like back then?
What was my sound like? The beat type sound?
No, just like who did you sound like? What kind of rap music were you making?
Well, probably like most rappers, trying to emulate my favorite rappers, which you probably still hear elements of now. But I mean, I was into, like Wu-Tang Clan and, Nas. I was more of an East Coast kind of fan as opposed to West Coast. So,
It was kind of raw, basically.
yeah, so, and very, KRS-Ones and Brand Nubian, so very political. So you said earlier I sound angry. That's probably where it started. I used to listen to a lot of revolutionary type of, rap music,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even remember, I think it was, what was the first item? That sample that there's a war going on outside, no man is safe from.
Okay, right, yeah. Mobb Deep, yeah. I sampled Mobb Deep on one of my other tracks,
It was on
a Luta Continua, yeah. The unreleased, semi-released album.
That's one thing I realized, because
Yeah.
I'd lost a lot of my collection, and I used to have I think I had the Mau Mau item, I had some of those tracks, I had the Mau Mau's back.
Yeah, okay.
Trying to refine that stuff.
I don't even know how you got that one, man. Because that came out like 96.
Yeah.
I mean, no, 2006.
Henry had that.
He had it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Because he literally heard that I was looking for, like, I was trying to rebuild my old Zim.
There's tracks on that album that people don't even know of, man. Did you listen to the whole album?
No.
You didn't?
There were just a few items here
man,
and there.
I need to hook you up, man. You know what I'm thinking of doing, man? I'm resetting up my site, and I'm actually going to post some of these albums on there because a lot of stuff that I did, people didn't even hear.
Yeah, like a lost tape.
So, lost tapes kind of thing. You know, if you want to buy it, buy it. If you're a real fan, you buy it. You know, if you don't like it, well, you don't like it. You know.
Lost tapes.
Yeah.
All right, man.
So, yeah.
Back in the 90s.
So this is about 97, drop Mau Mau, you know, which went crazy. And I think what happened was that, you know, I had been writing my rhymes in English. And then I kind of just sort of said, you know what, I just want people to really hear what I'm saying. And you know, I want like your grannies in the villages and your local youth, maybe they don't understand, you know, hip-hop terminology from the States. So I basically went and translated that song into Shona, you know, from top to bottom, you know. And I think that's what really just blew up, and people were like, wow, you know, they hadn't really heard anything like that before. There'd been other rappers doing stuff, but, you know, I kicked it in the vernac, and, you know, people were feeling that. So, you know, that set it off, and then I followed that up with an album, which was Coup d'etat, and then I did simultaneously an English album, which was an English version of the Shona album, you know. Sorry, my bad. The Shona album was Mfekane, and the English album was Coup d'etat.
That's not Shona.
No, it's not.
See, weirdly enough, I got Mfekane. I don't have the English
Coup d'etat. Okay, yeah. So Coup d'etat is like almost word for word, you know, transliteration of Mfekane. So I'll hook you up with that, man. Yeah, I'll also post it on the site.
Dope.
So yeah, then I think on the Coup d'etat is where I had the Mauma Yazodzoka as a sort of single, you know, and for that I cut a video because I was now based in South Africa because my background really my daily grind was marketing and advertising. So I started working in South Africa back in '98. So I actually finished the albums when I was there, self-produced, taught myself how to produce, bought myself equipment because there was nobody producing. Funny enough, even in South Africa, hip-hop wasn't big then, you know. So I did that, and then I was sort of coming up home and trying to market it, which was, well, it had its pros and cons, you know, but I had it available for sale through Grammar and stuff like that. So we shot a video at the house I used to stay in Joburg at that time, you know, and I think that the video is still on YouTube. People like it. People just sort of dancing in the living room, and I got a couple of like little bulldogs in there, and people like that. But it was cut very well. I mean, by those day standards, and I mean, so that was a good video for us. So yeah.
All right, dope.
All right. So pretty much you were working on this hip hop.
Yeah.
That was very raw, and it was very.
You sound like an old white woman. This hip hop thing, these kids.
This rappity rap thing.
Young.
No, I mean, like,
yeah.
it was targeted to get to Zimbabwean masses, basically.
Absolutely,
like you said,
that was always my mission. You know, for me, my purpose really, I mean, and you know, everybody's got different motivations why they do what they do, especially in hip hop. But for me, I've always been, I guess you could classify it as militant, conscious, you know, rap. But it's more about just sharing what I know about ourselves, particularly, you know, I had a very Afrocentric sort of approach to everything. I think, you know, when I got into varsity, I got into an awareness of who I was, you know, as an African, as a black person, particularly, you know, being overseas. You know, you experience racism on another level, you know. I'd been through it, you know, on a mild form here growing up in Zim, you know, but, you know, it wasn't the same over there. You really need to know your identity. And I think when I came back, I was strongly into that, and it was about really educating my fellow brothers and sisters about who we were or who we are, really. You know, and even now I still do that. If you listen to my music and even the upcoming album, you will still hear the same tonality in there, you know. It's something that I think is just part of my DNA. You know, it's about saying, yo, you know what? You know, I look around the world, and I mean, most times you see black folks are the ones at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, there's something wrong there. You know, God made us just the same as everybody else. What's going on? So you know, I'm political on many levels. I mean, I've read stuff, man, and so I distill it down into the music, you know. And sometimes you just need to simplify stuff, you know what I mean, and just share with people. And some people feel it, some people don't. But, I just feel that's what I need to do. I need to share what I know and build. Really, that's the purpose of my music. It's not just to entertain you. It's to build you. It's to make you better, because that's what the rap music I was listening to did for me. So I want to do the same for others.
All right,
Yeah.
dope. So you spoke of brand Nubians.
Yeah.
So the especially with their earlier projects before Pooh left, they were synonymous for 5% teaching.
Yeah. At some point, I was kind of into that, man. Not really 5%, if people know what 5% is about, but more Nation of Islam. Louis Farrakhan. This is early '90s, man. This is when Public Enemy, they'd come out and they were still relevant. This is when black folks in the States, and I'd say maybe in the UK, were really also becoming conscious of who they were as black people. So, you're young, you're waking up to this. It was an exciting time. And I mean, so rap had to have something to stand on in those days. You couldn't just, gangster rap came out and stuff, and there was sort of, conflict, but, you had to be saying something about your people, really, and how we could move forward. So, KRS-One, huge influence on what I do, Yeah.
See, that's what I'm telling you, man. It's about knowledge of self.
Absolutely. Knowledge of self. That's the stuff
you
they
see
be
what
thinking.
happened.
Arm, leg, arm, head.
Arm, leg, arm, head.
Phil watched the documentary,
That's right.
and ever since then
On
he's
the 5%ers.
Nah, son.
Yeah.
About these Yakubians.
Yeah. I mean, they, yeah. I mean, at some point I obviously had to kind of sort of step away from it, because, I mean, the sort of some of their creation philosophies I just wasn't really feeling, But, that's, I've noticed with most philosophies that's how it is. I think there's the good parts you need to take and grab and hang on to. And for me, it was like the sense of black pride, just not taking ish from anybody else, and saying, you know what, I came from a race that also created kings and queens and kingdoms and stuff like that. That's when people were wearing all these, medallions and African sort of dashikis and stuff, and people had little dreadlocks. Some of the style which is coming back now, funny enough.
Yeah.
But the Tribe Called Quest and Jungle Brothers, all that kind of stuff. If you're listening and you call yourself a hip hop head, I don't care if you're 20 or if you're 40. If you don't know who I'm talking about, then go back or call me up. I'll hook you up with this stuff so you can listen to it. You can understand really what hip hop or where hip hop has come from. I think it's important to know that, the foundations.
Lifestyle. Lifestyle. Real hip hop. No, but so you pretty much went on this journey of learning and discovering and all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you came out, you're doing this, you start rapping, yeah?
Right.
You're putting out these tracks.
Right.
And you're sort of moving in this direction that's very black pride.
Right, absolutely. Mm.
What happened next?
Okay, what happens next is that you get older, and as you get older, you start, obviously experiencing different things in life, and I mean that's just, you don't stay static. You can't be a kid forever. You can't be 20 forever. You can't be 30 forever, and you go through life experiences, and I think as you get older, you get more mature, even in terms of your thinking and your philosophies, and I think mid 2000s or whatever they called them, the zeros. I don't know.
noughties.
What do they call them? The noughties. Yeah, the noughties. I went through some personal stuff, and I mean I talk about it in the Mutswa. This is the thing about my music. There's certain songs you can find them. They'll tell you what's been going on in my life. It's like autobiographical. Yeah. And I think that's what some people resonate with. And I lost people that were very close to me in succession. Starting with my uncle. And then my grandma died, I think, a year after from cancer. And then I think 2 or 3 years later, my dad died from cancer also, And I mean, that shook me up, man, That just really shook me up. And, if you've ever lost a parent or anybody close to you, you know what I'm talking about. And, you realize, wow, I'm getting older. Or you realize, wow, close people that are close to me can actually just die and then they're gone. So, it led me to just a lot of reflection and thinking about where my life was going. And, I was undergoing a career change and other things. And I would say I rediscovered my spirituality in many ways. I mean, I've been raised as a Catholic, like most of us, we raised as Anglican Catholic, or I don't know, whatever, Pentecostal. And then, as you get into your teens and your 20s, you usually wander away from those things because, you're just going to church because you're forced to go to church. Your mom and dad were like, come to church, and you go there, but you don't really, or at school, you're forced to go to church.
Yeah.
So I'd say I kind of rediscovered my connection to God, and became born again, which, to people that are listening, some people that don't understand what that's all about, what's this born again stuff? It sounds a little happy, clappy, whatever. What it means really is basic. I would say up until then, I didn't really have a relationship with God. I didn't have a personal relationship with God, and I think that's what was different. I rediscovered that by going to a different church. Some friends took me there, and I kind of realized I could actually have a relationship with God as opposed to just knowing about God conceptually, which is what a lot of us do. You ask people, hey, do you believe in God? Yeah, I do, man. Yeah, you believe in him, but do you have a relationship with him on a daily basis? And I think that's what I was starting to seek. And so you'll see from 2006 onwards, I sort of was grappling now with this sort of newfound, spirituality or refound, I actually worked on a few projects while I was still in Joburg in 2010. Phil, let me test you, man. I did an album called, I formed a group called Super Magamba. Did you ever hear about that? No, you didn't? Okay. No. Well, this is obviously due to lack of promotion, given that we did this stuff in Joburg and we're trying to market it here in Zim.
Hang on. Coup d'etat was 2002.
Yeah.
2001, wasn't it?
2001.
2001.
Yeah.
All right. And then between that.
Then there's a Lost Tapes 2006, which is, what's that album, man, that we were talking about earlier with that song?
Aluta Continua.
Yeah, Aluta Continua. Yeah, I'm even forgetting the name of my album.
Okay, Aluta Continua.
That was 2006.
All right. So you had like periods where you were quiet.
Well, I suppose you could call it that, man. When you're not doing music as a full-time business, you can't be as prolific as some of these cats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just the nature of the beast, man. I'm a product of my time. I couldn't do hip hop full time. It wasn't paying the bills. In fact, it was taking money from me. And folks stressing you, why are you still doing this stuff? You spend money buying all this equipment, and I'm like, yo, I love this stuff, man. I can't get it out of my veins. So you do what you can, and you're struggling, you're fighting. It's been a fight all along, man. It hasn't been easy, So 2006 I dropped Aluta Continua. Then 2009 we did this Super Magamba project with a couple of other cats in Joburg. We did a single actually and a video. I don't know if that video is still on YouTube, but anyway. So we did that. I was just experimenting. It was actually a double album. One of these days I'll bring it to you, Dan, so you can listen to it.
Yes, please.
Tell me how you rate it. Don't play it publicly.
So who was in the group with you?
There was a dude called Colin. I can't remember his rap name now. It's been that long. But yeah, he's a dude that came out of Cheetown, man. He's one of my boys from back in the days. We used to roll together. He's from Chichitungwis, and he was down in Joburg. So it was really the two of us. So one album was more like hip hop, and the other one was like R&B hip hop because he kind of sings. I'll bring you the stuff, man. I think it's still fresh. I didn't really release it. I don't think it was recorded that well. So one of these fine days, if you like it, then I'll re-record the stuff. But
right.
I probably won't, because now that I think about some of the subject matter, doesn't really go with my Christianity now.
Okay.
So I might have to mothball that one. So yeah, 2010, I'm back here after World Cup, man. I waited and hung around for the World Cup to finish, and I came back because obviously also the US dollar was now in effect. I'd been wanting to come back home for a while, but I was like, yo, how am I going to get back there? And this inflation rate is crazy. I can't make it, on that kind of basis. So, when things kind of stabilized, I was like, yo, let me get back home. I'd been wanting to. So I got back. And the last 3 years before 2013, I just basically been looking for producers to work with, man. And I was struggling, man. I met lots of cats, and I just couldn't get the sound I wanted. creatively I was writing stuff, but it wasn't coming together, you know. And then
That's interesting to me.
yeah, it
What kind of sound were you going for? What were you getting?
Okay, you know, it's weird, man, and I don't know how the rappers might bear me out. You know, there's certain producers you just make beats that you can work with, and you feel like, yo, I can work with these kind of beats, and others you're trying to get something but you don't get it. So the worst thing for you as a rapper is to go into a studio and start trying to tell a producer, you know, produce this song, you know, go like this, ding, 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 you know. I mean, you be in the studio for a while, you know, but sometimes you meet a producer who either they've already got beats already made that you're feeling already, and you know you need to tweak them and stuff like that, or you know you can just tell them something and they can run with it and make a beat. So that's what I was looking for. You know, you always need your sort of, you know, I always call it like the Quincy Jones to the Michael Jackson kind of setup. You know what I mean? I don't think Michael did anything better than when he did, you know, Thriller and stuff when he was working with Quincy Jones. I mean, that's open for argument because he did a lot of albums. But I mean, that was a perfect sort of combination. So that's what I was looking for, you know. So a lot of cats, yo, Mo, you're back, let's try and do this. And I'd be trying to do stuff. It wasn't coming together, man, you know. Then 2013, man, somebody hooks me up with, yo, call this kid up called Xander. I'm like, okay, dude, I'm almost giving up, man. Let me just call up Xander. Let me go see him. Go see Xander. You know, the rest is kind of history. You know, a few months later, we managed to get, you know, Ndamutswa done. You know, released it, and, you know, it's done fairly well since, you know. So that kind of catches us up to now.
Right. So all this, like, you moved back, post
2010,
post your born again period, and
yes, yeah.
So all the stuff you're writing then now reflected that whole new mentality and lifestyle.
It hadn't.
Okay.
Yeah, it hadn't. I'd been writing stuff as much as I was born again, and I think it's a process. You know, you kind of need to keep delving into how you're relating with Jesus, I guess, you know. And, you know, I kept writing stuff, and it was coming out dry, man. And I was like, what am I really talking about? I wasn't really feeling the stuff, you know. And I would write stuff, but somehow I wasn't feeling like it was really me, you know. And then I kind of just had a revelation, man. I was like, yo, you know, it sounds crazy, but I kind of just felt like God was saying, you know what? All this time you've been writing about yourself and, you know, mostly or some of it, and you've been writing about this and that, okay, conscious stuff. But really now I need you to talk about me. It's not about you, it's about me, you know. And I think that's really the difference that started. And, you know, I kind of just prayed about it. I was like, well, you know, God, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I can't like start writing rhymes and like quoting the Bible or something, you know, and that's not what I think God wanted me to do. You know, but I just started trying it, and you know, the result is, songs like Namutswa. I was just talking about myself and what I feel God has done. Because, man, I went through stuff, you know, and I can't stand here and tell you that I went through that stuff and made it through to today because of my own, you know, skills or knowledge or abilities. There's got to be a higher power that brought me here, you know. And so that's what I'm just acknowledging now with my music, you know, without trying to be boring about it or preachy about it. You know, the Mutswa still sounds kind of angry to a lot of people, so I guess I still got that. You know, so yeah. You know, yeah.
All right. So, I noticed that you had it out for people to get for free, and at the same time, people had the option to buy it.
Yeah. So here's the thing, man, Dan and Phil, you know, here's another great debate we need to have in Zim. I think that us hip-hop artists, we do now need to stop giving our music away. And you know what? Why? Because you know what? We got bills to pay, man. And even just to record that one song that you get for free, I had to pay a producer, and I had to get in a bus or get in my car to go and, you know, do stuff and you know, push that single. So I was like, okay, you know, for publicity's sake, yeah, I'll make it available. But, you know, at the end of the day, I would rather people went and bought it. I mean, it's 99 cents off iTunes or whatever, you know. You know, that's what everybody else around the world is doing. And, you know, we need to put value on what we're doing on our art. So if you keep giving away your stuff, people just, they get it, they play it. And I don't know, it works for dancehall. I don't know how those guys do their stuff, but I know for myself that's not how I want to do it. I make a product, buy it, you know, and show your love and support, you know, because I'm giving you entertainment. You need to pay for it. You know, somebody was saying the other day, you don't walk into bazaars and then say, you know, I'm just gonna pick that loaf of bread and walk out with it. you know, because I need to eat it. You know, they say, well, you got to pay us first, you know. So I think we need to do that. So, yeah, I did it. I think cats are still doing it because they, you know, yeah, I need to get my stuff popular. But I'm like, okay, maybe do it for 1 or 2 singles. After that, when you do an album, you need to sell your product. I mean, how else are you going to make a living from this stuff, man? You know, so that's my feelings on it. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes it difficult as well because there's some people who don't need to, perhaps, for whatever. They got another job maybe.
Yeah.
And they love hip-hop or whatever, so they're just putting out their music.
Yeah.
And like, yo, I got a new track, a new track, a new track. And it hurts for everyone else because I'm a consumer. I like hip-hop. I want to listen to Zimbabwean hip-hop.
Yeah.
I could buy Shingy's track, but this other dude is giving his away for free.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
I'm not going to bother. Well, so here's the thing. I think that this is where, you know, separates the men from the boys. I mean, if you really like Shingy's stuff, just go and buy it, man, you know, or wait to listen to it on radio. But if you really want it and you can play it whenever you want, go and buy it. It's 99 cents. Yeah, I know that's the cost of a loaf of bread, but you know what? It can't get any cheaper than that, you know. And yeah, I mean, that's how I'm sticking to that. And, you know, I hope other hip hop artists are going to do the same. You know, the really creative guys, if you really want their stuff, you go buy it. Because we need to make a living from this stuff now. I can't keep having to do other day jobs, which I'm still having to do, instead of pursuing my craft, you know, 24/7. You know, I could do so much better if I could make my entire living from doing hip hop, but I don't. You know? Yeah.
Have the same problem.
Now I know why he's so angry in the song.
I'm passionate. Yeah, I'm gonna do a song. Daga broke.
You know, I think the biggest problem we have in Zim is on top of all the issues we have internationally, as in like there's a whole generation of kids that don't buy music anymore.
Yeah.
In Zimbabwe, it's elevated because from like 2003 onwards, that whole industry of purchasing music fell through the floor.
Fell through, man.
So even if I wanted to buy music, like Spin Along was closed.
Yeah, I know.
I'd go to Edgar's Express. You can't find
now,
anything.
man, they're gone, bruh.
So there's a whole generation of kids that grew up
now used to it, yeah.
knowing that if you want to buy your stuff, the only way to get it is online for free.
Yeah.
You go to that dude in town.
On the corner. Who's got 200 songs on a CD.
Exactly. So
yeah, so I don't know. What do you think?
We gotta change. You gotta retrain.
Yeah, we gotta retrain.
But it's hard to retrain people to pay for stuff when they don't have the money to spend.
I think, that's the other thing. I think, you know what, in all fairness, though, the other humdinger here for us is that disposable income, man, particularly for our target market, which is mostly the youth, you know, let's say 16 to 35. It's at a minimal level, man, compared to across the border, man. SA, you know, those dudes make their money from shows. They're making the money from sales, too. I mean, you know, you guys were just telling me, you know, Casper and your vest, you know, sold 20,000. I mean, CDs, right? Yeah, not even online. I mean, that's amazing. But, I mean, I've stayed in South Africa before. Yeah, the CD stores are still thriving. People go in there and they buy CDs. Okay, people now, I guess, they buy and then they rip it and they put it on their iTunes or whatever. But still, you know, you can still sell physical sales. And so, you know, the game is a little different for us here, man. So it's tough. It's tough, but we have to overcome it.
Yeah, it's something that we really need to think. I think the way forward, it seems like what guys from the people I've spoken to, like especially West Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, and even what South Africa is doing now is they're making a lot of money off those purchase via text services.
Yeah, that's what we gotta do.
Ringtones.
Yeah,
like ringtones, dudes make bank.
Wow.
Sizable checks, but then it's also the size of the market.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Our market, bro.
Yeah, so it's nothing to scoff at. So that's something we need to explore.
We need to push that whole online, mobile platforms. I think that's the easiest way now, you know, to do it. EcoCash or whatever, you know. But, you know, we're trying to get organized, man. I mean, I've been talking to some of the hip-hop cats. We need to really kind of like strategically come up with a plan and make it happen, you know. And it needs to be like a large amount of us doing it. And I think that's the other thing, you know, we need to, I mean, this is the same old song. We need to unify and whatever.
Yeah, that's the same problem. Like, there's too many disparate camps doing their own thing.
You know what I mean? But you know what it is, man, Phil, and this is me now talking as somebody who's older, you know, it's about leadership, man. You know, there needs to be 2 or 3 cats that come out and say, you know what, I'm going to lead this thing. It's as simple as that, you know. Not everybody can lead, you know, and you can't have too many leaders. So I think whoever the leaders are, they need to step up to the plate and say, guys, this is how we're going to do this. And make it happen and convince those who doubt, because there's always going to be doubters. Yeah, why should I join you guys? Because, you know, when people start seeing something paying off, then they'll say, you know what, yeah, Phil, you know, we're going to come and do what you're doing, you know. Yeah. And I think that's success, man. That's the only way you can convince anybody to join up with whatever your cause is, succeed at what you're doing. And that's what I'm pushing on, man. I'm pushing on that. And, you know, I'm trying to talk to guys like you. I'm trying to talk to other cats for ideas. Yo, how do we do this? You know, and I think if one or two of us sets up a successful model on how to market this music, you know, then everybody else is going to be like, yo, you need to go do what that dude, you know, went and did, you know. Yeah. When they see you driving, you know, a little VW Polo, a brand new one, you know, I'm not even going to say a BMW, you know, let's just start Polo there.
Cash, son.
I would love to just buy a VW Polo, man, 2014 model, off my music.
1.4 liters, son.
You know what I'm saying? 1.4. No mag tires. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, one airbag or whatever, you know. But that's the whole point, you know, and then you build on that, you know. So we need to do it. We need to do it, man. Look, you know, without sounding, you know, the typical Zimbabweans, we like to boast, hey, we're very intelligent, we're the most, you know, literate.
Reading and having intellectual thoughts are two very different things.
We've got enough intellectual power in here. We're not harnessing it.
Yeah.
You know, we're not harnessing it, you know. So that's what we need to do, man. Let's get doing stuff, man. Let's build the industry, man.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I think you got a point, like, from what I've seen. And this is a secret that Phil has developed, so you have to pay me for this afterwards. But if you look at the successful markets in Africa, so the three biggest successful music markets in Africa, it's Nigeria, Ghana, and South Africa.
South Africa, right.
They've, with the exception of Ghana, who have just started coming on, like Nigeria and South Africa have a very active music industry. They pay their artists.
Yeah.
They get needle time payments. Nigeria just started doing needle time payments as well.
Wow.
So artists are actually seeking reward for the work, but on top of that is fans support local acts religiously.
That's it, man.
And in return, local acts make sure that their music appeals to the fans and is distinctly
whatever that if it's South African,
they're not trying to sound like anyone else.
So what does that say about us?
So I think with Zim Hip Hop, there was like you said, you're the perfect example. When you first started, hip hop, you're just imitating what you know.
Yeah.
So you're copying the American acts.
Yeah.
Then you had that revelation moment, like, wait a minute, this needs to appeal to the market I'm in.
Yeah.
So let me start speaking a language they understand, give them a sound they understand.
Yeah.
So that everyone can start rapping it.
Right.
And you do that. Once you do that and you've curated your sound and developed your sound, then the fans will follow. As much as we might say, like, the dancehall cats put on their fake accent, but what they do in their song is they appeal directly to those masses. Yep. And in return, those masses will come on and support
them, man. I mean,
they might throw a can or two.
Yeah, but you know, you dodge and you keep singing. And but so, would you say that's where we kind of missing the boat right now?
Cause I think we're getting there slowly.
We're getting there slowly,
but
right?
I think what's really slowed the process is the massive void in the industry. There's no industry. Zimura's not helping us.
Yeah, man. How do we get that going, though, man? I
think, first of all, it's accountability. Like, we've got to go to these associations. We've got to go to Zimura and say, why aren't you paying remittances? What's going on? Give us prove us your statements. We've got to go to NAMA. What are you guys doing to assist artists? Because we're paying membership fees. What are we getting in return?
Yeah. That's the leadership I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah.
You know, because strategy, man, it's like, dude, I don't know, armies, man. You got these generals that sit and think of the tactics, man. This is how we got to, the troops, you know, then follow when the general says, you know, you got to do this. And I think that's what we need, bro.
Yeah.
We need that, man. Heavy, man. We need it.
And I think we're at a point right now, like, we've proven, like, MMT have proven they've got international appeal.
Yeah.
Simba Tags has proven he's got international appeal. 10 has proven he's got international appeal.
Breezy, you know.
Yeah, Breezy. Even DKR, when they were overseas, they proved that they have a form of international appeal. So our quality of music is on par. Like, I was even having this conversation, like, a few weeks back.
Yeah.
I can go pound for pound.
Yeah.
The best hip-hop acts in Africa, Nigeria, South Africa, I can give you Zimcats that will body them on their worst day.
For real. I believe you, man. I believe you. So, you know, so what is it, man? What's the X factor, man? What's the, you know, is it partly, I guess, like you said, we don't have an industry, but also we need more of the embracing of the local sort of,
I think first of all, like I was also telling you, like when the times I've been to SA, and I see like there's a new crop of fans that grew up on hip hop, especially South African hip hop.
Right.
When they see a South African hip hop act,
they just go bananas, man.
They don't care about these international dudes.
That's the thing, and that's what you want.
They see Kulichana, they go bananas. they I went back to the city. Back to the city is like what last year's Shoko was, but on a bigger scale. Like it's one day. They've got 3 stages. I think it was like 40 acts.
Wow,
so they'll have like graffiti camps, skate camp,
b-boys,
everything. Then they'll have the performances. 20,000 kids, and these kids go crazy. Like this past weekend, Mathtown Heights, similar numbers.
Wow,
and it's mainly Motswako rappers.
Motswako, man.
And these kids will come out and they will scream their hearts on and support these acts. We need to breathe that in Zim.
I think we need more of that, man. Because to be honest with you, man, when I've been hanging out at the studio, a lot of these young cats, man, I think they're scared to like rap in Shona, man.
I'm back. What are we talking about?
Go away.
Dan, you playing music all the time on these stations.
Yeah. What up? What are we talking about?
I feel like a lot of hip hop acts or hip rappers right now, man, they're not really keen to embrace that whole sort of vernac, tip. I don't know. That's just the feeling in terms of, I don't know, in terms of all the songs that have been out this year, whether the majority have been more English leaning or, local. I don't know. I could be wrong.
We actually have strong views on this, and we've spoken about it on air with Lo quite a bit. Vernac, or having a song in Shona, I think it's preferable, but it's not the reason behind it. The reason behind it is because people want something relatable.
That's it.
So you know what I mean? Even if it's not in Shona,
you could be speaking Chinese, but if I understand Chinese and you're talking about what I'm going through.
Soldier Love got a song in Chinese. I've heard it.
What?
was it Soldier Love's one?
Yo, get out of here, man.
No. Was it Soldier Love?
Bashupi has a song in Chinese.
No, not that mocking song. I tell you, I was already the other day.
It's pretty much Toyota, Nissan, Mazda.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Soldier. No, it's Soldier Love.
This on air?
He's got a Chinese song, but it's not really Chinese. But he's like saying 2 words in Chinese.
Yeah, ni hao or whatever.
Oh,
but
okay. So it's more about what.
This is my thoughts. All right.
Yeah.
Shona is probably one of the easiest ways to get people to relate to your music, right? To get the masses of Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Of course, Ndebele, if you're trying to reach Matebele land and whatnot. But it's not because it's Shona, it's because it's something relatable. Now, for example, 10. 10's always been a good rapper, 10 Diamond.
Yeah.
He's always been a dope rapper.
Right.
But when he released his first mixtapes, it was very American.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he had his fans, but that was pretty much mostly people that knew him or that had interacted with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he switched up and started working with Junior Brown, and when he made his own tracks that are Zimbabwean sounding and more relatable to Zimbabwe, and some of them in Shona even.
Yeah.
Shona hooks, he just did Simudza Gumbo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden he's blowing up even on radio on a national scale type of thing. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
I'll give you another example, DJ Nida.
Right.
DJ Nida has been putting out music for a long time.
True.
And I was never really feeling there. 1 or 2 tracks that I was like, that was a dope line, but you know.
Yeah.
Then she started doing tracks in Shona. She just put out, I think it's called Jakasara.
Okay,
and now I'm kind of feeling, I'm like, okay, all right, I see you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think as a Zimbabwean, if I'm going to listen to American hip hop, I'm just going to listen to American hip hop.
That's it.
But
I don't want to hear clone.
If I'm hearing something that's different and it's Zimbabwean, it's either in Shona or it's just made for Zimbabwe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you got a market for it, and
it's tricky, man. I must say. I mean, look, I'm not trying to knock, because you got cats like El Tito and stuff.
Knock them. They need to learn. These kids need to learn. Okay, you grew up in the streets of Harare. I mean the streets, popping bottles, got these rims spinning. Don't lie to us.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I must say, some of the lingo just needs to go, man. Popping bottles. You're not popping bottles.
Let me tell you an artist I'm super excited about right now. Is a Zim artist, Marcus.
Oh yeah, man!
It's so It's just Zimbabwean in a party. You know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah.
And he is talking about turning up. He's talking about I got alcohol, but he's not like I'm popping bottles of this. Nah.
Yeah, don't front. We always used to say this back in the days of hip hop. Don't front.
Yeah. So it feels like you got there in a
Yeah.
combi and
Yeah.
you had a
Yeah.
blast and you got cab. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless you're PK, you really
Yeah.
aren't,
And you're
you
really
aren't,
pumping the
you really aren't balling.
Yeah.
As a hip hop artist, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
So it's about being real, which is what hip hop's always been
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
And so more.
It's
power
about
to
your
them.
lifestyle.
Yeah, it's about the lifestyle, but be true.
Sorry.
So but I dig what them cats are doing in South Africa, though, man. The whole Motswako thing. I don't even understand what they're saying after, but I don't know. There's
Yeah.
lyricism that they've developed.
But that's the thing. You don't understand them, but it's authentic and
It's
you relate to it.
yeah, yeah.
And that's the same thing. Like, it's international. No one knows what Wizkid says half the time.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
his English lyrics are inaudible.
Yeah, yeah.
But we feel the vibe.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Then you got the exceptions of the rule, though. I mean, like Ice Prince, he just raps in English, right?
No, he
No.
also
Ice Prince is unmistakably Nigerian.
Yeah.
Even if he takes an American beat, he's
very
his accent is
I must
super
say,
Nigerian.
he puts
He's
in-
very
his
Afro
inflections.
Yeah. So that's what it's about.
There's kind of exceptions, I guess, and maybe the exceptions
could
kind of
say.
throw you off. AKA is super popular in SA, but
Yeah.
he's
But AK is true to himself. AKA
Yeah.
is a colored boy from
Yeah.
Cape
Yeah,
Town.
yeah. So
And he
you know,
raps like a colored boy from Cape Town.
Yeah, yeah. That's
You know
true.
what I mean?
You
Even
can't expect
MI.
him to.
MI kind of is American, but he's still very authentic to the Nigerian sound.
Yeah, yeah.
Even Mode 9. Like Mode 9.
So the issue is authenticity, man. And I guess it's the street that judges if you're authentic or not.
yeah. And it's okay. This is gonna sound weird, but sometimes you have to fake authenticity.
How do you
I'm just saying.
do that, man?
I'm
Give
just
me
saying.
an example. Kids, listen closely. Take out your notepads and your pens because you're about to find $1 million answer to why you're not making it in hip hop.
This is what I mean by fake authenticity. Sometimes you gotta think of who I'm rapping to, and rap what's authentic to them. What's
True.
You know what I mean? So maybe you got a Merc. You know what I mean? Maybe
Yeah.
you drive a Lamborghini on your way home.
Right.
Right? Sure, you could go there and make a song about
yeah.
driving a Lamborghini, or you
Probably
can,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Or you can just not lie,
Yeah.
but just do it from a different viewpoint.
True.
You know what I
True.
mean?
Yeah.
Make a video of you walking down the streets,
Yeah.
kicking a football at together with kids,
Yeah.
or buying a freezer in Maputi at the shops or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
You just gave me an idea, man. I've been thinking of. I don't know if y'all know about this underground rapper, man, from the States called MF Doom.
yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Zimbo, yeah.
He's Zimbabwean, yeah.
He's like, dude, in actual fact, that reminds me, I'm going to call this dude up, man. I need to get him to come down here or do a track with him. Because you know what's funny, though, man? Those dudes were like some of my heroes back in the days because they were blowing up when I was, studying and
Dude,
stuff.
every time we're discussing
Spacing,
top 10 rappers, top 10 underground rappers,
Who
that
was
name
in before
comes
his
up.
brother died again?
It was man, I'm gonna
'Cause he was
cut
with
my
MC
foot off
Search,
if I don't
right?
remember Sub Rock, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yo, man, come on, I'm seeing it right here, man.
See, I'm the same block.
Yo, I got
Anyway,
the albums at home, man.
I'll get it when I get home. Anyway,
But
yeah.
Sub Rock, man.
Yeah.
His name is Dumisani something. Or something, yeah.
MF Doom.
Yeah. But anyway, MF Doom, man. I'm thinking of doing an MF Doom alter ego kind of thing, man, and I'll be rapping about Maputi and things like that.
Oh,
You know.
trying to go down Herbie's route.
Nah,
You know, if you got so many alter egos, you got to keep track, man.
Yeah, I know, yeah, that's it.
Wait,
yeah.
that was me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was me.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
like, hey, bro, why you calling me that?
Yeah, it's
Oh, wait,
about
that's
just
it.
relating to people, though. I hear what you're
Yeah.
saying, though, man. Yeah,
It's relating to people, and that's it's not about you. It's about the listener. You know what I mean? And whenever you try to make it seem like you're doing something, or make it seem like you're balling, or have to get the rental, or
yeah. That's when you lose it.
Yeah, you know, like what I always say is entertainment in general, whether you're, especially music,
Yeah,
you're selling a dream.
yeah. That's
Those
true.
that sell the dream effectively are the most successful.
Yeah.
Even like as a underground independent artist, you're still selling a dream. You're selling a dream
yeah.
that I'm a lyricist. I
Yeah.
don't care about success.
You
I
know,
don't care about money.
I
And
got
the
a
listeners
backpack.
buy into that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to support this dude
because
because he's speaking to me.
to
and
me,
he's
that's
effectively
it.
sold
You're
the
right.
dream.
You're right. You're right.
If you fail to do
P
that,
Diddy was selling a different dream, and
Yeah.
he, it worked out for him in terms of
check,
the market he wanted. But
Diddy
yeah.
sold the dream so well, he basically changed the whole hip hop era.
Yeah, yeah.
Because before 93, 94, there was no bling era in
Nah,
rap.
there was no such
Yeah.
thing, man.
Like, and you were there. You were
Yeah,
overseas.
I
you
saw it.
You saw
It was
firsthand.
Tim boots and these big jackets,
Oh,
and
you know
we're
what I'm
gonna
saying? With
thump you.
Onyx. All
You know,
up in the
yeah,
club.
we're gonna scream up in your face.
Naughty by nature.
Or
What you saying, son?
Off your West Coast, we're gonna do a drive-by on you and your moms,
We gonna do a drive-by,
Yeah,
you and
you
your
know.
moms.
What's that?
I mean, I remember listening to
typical West
NWA, man,
Coast-ish.
and just like
It was also like like East Coast was like, yo, we gonna do a drive-by.
yeah,
And then West Coast was like, we gonna do a drive-by, son.
yeah. After I finished,
Oh, that's how I viewed it anyway.
After I finished doing my perm, Yeah.
With all the West Coast gangster affiliates, please note that was Shingirayi and Diddy. I am separating myself completely from those comments.
Hey man, this is just a generalized.
Thank you.
yeah,
Anyway,
Yeah.
moving. Yeah, but what
Yeah.
you're saying, and even then, I think Diddy was sort of an anomaly, and you
Yeah.
can't base. I mean, he brought it up, and now all of a sudden you've got these. You got a demographic that
Yeah.
can relate to that.
yeah.
No, it wasn't relating. It was aspiring to.
Or aspiring to, yeah.
Like
Mm.
if you go back
Wanting to
and
be
you
that,
read
yeah.
if you read like the history of hip hop, if you read Bling, if you like go through interviews, Diddy had been like the biggest party promoter for 5 years.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Him and Jessica Rosenberg.
yeah.
So already, like everyone in New York knew when Diddy's in the club,
Yeah.
he's shutting it down.
Yeah.
So when he went national, he went big.
Yeah.
The dream was already sold.
Was already sold, man.
They're like, don't you know this? This is the biggest
Yeah.
baller. So
Yeah.
they could relate to the bottles. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I want to do that too. I want
True.
those bottles. I want
And
the
then-
women.
And then came the videos with Hype Williams, man. That was it. That's all she wrote. After that,
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Zim just.
That's what we need. We get like a Director X, maybe, a
Yeah.
Hype Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fly
We
him
need-
down to Zim. We're like, okay, we know you charge like 300,000-400,000 for a video, but this is what I can do for you, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I got like 5 cows. Okay, that's back. You know what I mean?
Like, cows, like real Adams, cows.
Yeah.
You like burgers, man? Do you like burgers, bro? Who are your favorite cats rapping right now, though?
local.
Yeah.
Local international.
Definitely Marcus, man. I've been feeling his stuff. There's a kid coming up, man, called Mile.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know about him.
He's like R&B-ish, though.
He
Yeah.
sings, and he
He's
raps.
our
you know.
own Omarion.
Yeah, he's a cool kid though.
He's got those J something hand gestures as well.
Yeah.
What if he lactates like Omarion?
Yo.
Hey,
Anyway,
pause,
sorry, go on.
pause.
Okay. On that note, sponsors,
kidding.
please. No, we don't often talk like this. But yeah, Junior Brown. I'm feeling that new song of his, man. Yo, dude, there's cats out of Skies, man. I can't remember the dude's name, man. But good stuff. Doesn't help, does it? That I don't remember his name.
Who's the guy that did Orthodox 6?
No, there's another dude. There's another dude. He's also like a Christian rapper. He's very good from
Yeah.
Skies. He did a project mid last year. I'm trying to remember his name. He used to be signed to Naboth. I think he's still signed to Naboth.
Yeah, man. There's a couple of other kids, but yeah, those guys, top of mind right now.
I was about to say POI or.
No.
But,
No, not POI.
When you said Christian, I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, not him.
No, yeah, but POI is doing his thing. But that's
Yeah.
another thing. Like the guys in Skies, it's like their own little countries.
Yeah.
It's like Mafikeng pre-apartheid.
Yeah.
Like their own national anthem, their own
That's why not.
border.
Yeah. So, but I think exciting stuff is going to be coming out of Skies, man. This coming year, I got a feeling about that. And but you know what? I've just realized that I didn't even name a lot, which says a lot about what's going
Yeah.
on. I mean, come on, man. Yo,
Shots fired at
we
the rest
need-
of y'all,
yo,
as you can see.
We need more dope MCs coming out there, man, giving us something different, man. Something that excites people, something that's different. That's obviously positive, man. I'm not for negative.
Yo,
stuff.
I gotta-
like that
yeah.
Karma's project.
Yeah,
was
Karma's dope, yeah.
But my only gripe with Karma's project, too American. And I was like,
Word.
where did you go to school?
Yeah.
H-Town, and he's in college in SA, and he's rapping about stick-up shootings and crack. and
that-
drugs. I'm like, where have you experienced these things, man?
That's
But like talent-wise,
Yeah.
he's dope. Like
Yeah,
I think
he's
like
he got them.
when
But
he
yeah.
finds his sound and he finds his
True.
voice, because he's still
True.
very young. Like
Yeah.
if he keeps it
Yeah.
focused, he's gonna be a problem.
Yo, I got sent a track the other day. I can't remember what it was called, but the hook was along the lines of chilling in your drop top Bentley, rolling down slowly, like
Down
just
somewhere
chilling
on
in my
Michelle
bed. I'm like,
Avenue.
come on, bruh,
Can't relate.
come on. dog.
But then again, some of these rich kids do make music. I'll play one of the songs or one of these. I'm not gonna put him on blast or give him a big problem, but it's a very rich kid making music that is crap.
Okay, is he being true to his rich kid lifestyle?
It's I'll
Probably
play
not.
okay, just
then
right after this
forget
interview, I'll
about
play
it.
it.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
We don't want it.
Yo, I've always had a question.
Yeah.
I'm always in debates about Christian hip hop.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Hip hop as a sound
Right.
has it's like a hard sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
It's the 808s and the
Yeah.
you know what I mean, the claps and the
Yeah,
whatnot. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like a really
yeah.
hard sound.
Yeah.
And generally, gospel music that we're accustomed to is very soft and
Melodic and
melodic and we're
Yeah.
here to praise.
yeah.
Right. And then you've fused this, right? You've
Yeah.
made this very hard
Yeah.
kind of sound with like Christian lyrics.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. That in itself I can sort of understand.
Right.
What I kind of don't understand, and to a certain extent I suppose it would apply to your music as well. I've seen a wave of remixes or Christian remixes of songs,
Right.
which seem to be getting very popular. So you got a trap beat, a twerk anthem. I don't know, Juicy J was on it or something, and they take the beat and the
Yeah.
same kind of rap
Right.
formula and just change the lyrics.
Oh, okay. Right.
I get it. The thought behind it is, we're trying to make uplifting music that
Yeah.
people like, and if
Yeah.
people like this kind of music, let's keep it uplifting.
Right.
But what it feels like to me
Yeah.
is you're associating that message
Right.
with a beat that already has another association.
Ah. Okay.
So in other words, it's
So would you say
Bablo.
this? Would you say this of a lot of Christian hip hop
Bablo.
that you've heard? I mean,
no, I guess it's just kind of stuff that I thought about,
Yeah.
and
You know what?
it could sound dope.
That's a let me use a big word here, conundrum for us cats.
Oh, hold on, I've got a dictionary.
Find the dictionary.
It's a drum that
it
conjure-
presents
a cunning drum.
because what you're saying on many levels I can understand it. And the way I kind of look at it is that music starts off for me as just a beat, and you can choose what you want to say over that beat. And you know what, man? As long as you don't sound corny, and like we're saying, you don't sound unreal, you don't sound like you're faking it or trying to be something else, it'll work. Whether you're dropping, Christian centric lyrics over that beat. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I mean, there's no formula to this stuff. I might do a song where it's just really gonna come out sounding whack. It's like, wow, that just didn't work.
Yeah.
Then occasionally you'll do a song that it will work. Like Namutswa, where I'm just talking about my experience.
I never felt Dambutso was
Yeah.
gospel though.
And, well, yeah, I don't know what you want to call it.
I suppose it's
because people have expectations like what it should sound like, and this is what I've also, for me, it's a learning curve right now. Like, to be honest, I was saying to somebody, for me, it's like I've gone back to square one. I'm trying to do something different. Like, even obviously the sound is now updated from what I used to do like 15 years ago.
slightly.
Yeah, slightly.
Lifestyle.
Yeah. But so you're trying to do. I'm trying to do something that I'm not used to doing, and you're gonna make mistakes along the way. But you know what? So far, so good, and I think people are still relating to the stuff I'm doing. It's cool. The day it stops being relevant or people not relating to it, then I know, well, you know what, I'm not doing the right thing. But I hear what you're saying. I don't really have an answer to that. I think that the only thing you say, don't force it. If you're a gospel dude, and just don't go force it and try and make it sound like what it's not. You know what I mean? It's not gonna work. Yeah. That's my 2 cents on that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, man. Cool.
Yeah.
You got awards from the whole Makandiwa thing.
Yeah. Christ TV.
The Christ TV.
Right.
Oh, the Christ TV Music Awards. Where
yeah, sorry, I missed those.
it was very much almost like, hey, yo, since y'all not going to give gospel artists recognition, we're going to make our own awards ceremony.
Okay.
Right? And then we're going to hook them up.
And that's not the only one, man. There's another,
I'd assume
there's another one.
I'd assume
Yada TV or somebody.
Shingi and Mudiwa cleaned up.
Not really.
Not really, bro. Hey, dog, do you know...
It wasn't hip-hop. It was just everything.
I always say this because I was given these numbers and I keep forgetting to check them. But apparently there's almost 2 million registered artists in Zim.
What?
And by far the majority of those are choirs. So, every church got its choir, and you're like,
That was a well-attended show then.
we already got our marketing, so.
Yeah, so you were saying?
So I'm saying, well, apparently I heard it was very well organized, and it was very glitz and glamour, and gave the other awards shows a real run for their money.
Actually, true, man. It's true.
Yeah. So I was like, so apparently you got, what award did you?
You know what? Everybody, they had about 40 artists, and each artist got an award. And the way they were doing it was that it was the inaugural sort of award show, the first time they were doing it. So if they asked you to come and perform, because every artist that performed, in fact, every artist that got an award performed also. So it's like, it wasn't really like a competition, so to speak. It was more honoring, recognizing that, okay, you're doing something in gospel music. From next year, though, my understanding is it'll be like more a competition, like,
I see.
Shingirayi versus, Mudiwa or versus Monetizing or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. That's my man's right there.
Check. We don't even have to say it.
Yeah.
You already knew.
That's a trademark. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what was going on, man.
All right. Dope.
Yeah.
Nah, we see you, man. We see you.
All right, so I think we've got a thorough rundown of Zim hip hop history.
For real.
A man that has changed his life. Has taken several routes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more like a, what's the word?
A trip to Damascus, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. You could say that.
That sums it up.
You could say that. Yes.
All right, man. We see you.
Yeah.
Didn't that trip involve losing the ability to speak?
To see, I think.
No, to see, yeah.
To see.
Yeah.
I think I already been through that. So
A word.
I think those few years when I
was it Cane
kind of
Spirit?
tinkering around trying to do stuff.
Yeah, because Cane Spirit does that, bro.
Yeah. And tick. South Africa, man, they're prolific with that tick usage, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, man.
Yo, so on that note,
yeah, let's end the show. Don't forget, follow us on Twitter. Phil Chart, Daddy That Guy, Two Broke Twimbos.
Yeah.
Facebook, the website, Shingirayi on Twitter, I believe.
At D Shingirayi.
Yeah.
Find me on Facebook.
Does Shingirayi have a Y?
Sabeta. Yeah, it does a Y. Yeah, it does a Y.
Shingirayi with a Y.
Look out
Watch someone write out Yingirayi. Promise you. Shingirayi with a Y. Like this? Shingirayi?
Yeah. Look out for the album dropping soon.
You know what I mean? Hopefully before Christmas so you can have it in your stockings.
Damascus.
Yeah.
If not, then look out for New Year's. I don't care if people are broke. I'll drop it in January.
When's it going to be available? How are you releasing that? What's the strategy?
Okay, well, definitely on iTunes. And then locally, there's some cats called Olova or something.
Yeah, they're doing big things.
You're supposed to be able to text and get
download,
that track down onto your phone. You cats need to school me on that because there's a lot of guys that have popped up with these platforms. I really don't know who's making it happen, so I'm still trying to investigate.
Too many disparate camps.
Yeah, exactly. So we're trying to make it available, guys. Worst case scenario, I don't know, man. You're gonna have to eco cash me and I send it to you on WhatsApp or something. I don't have time to be doing that, but if I have to, I will do that.
But actually, that's a decent.
That could be a plan, yo.
Yeah.
As an artist, you just set up an
That's
EcoCash
how
account.
like in UK do it. Like I saw JME and Gets. That's how they're dropping their albums. Like you basically send them an email and then they'll send you a shirt and an album. But you can get
do it individually.
No, how about this, right? You set up a system where it's just a bank account or an EcoCash account.
Yeah.
Put your money in, send me your confirmation, and I will email it to you. Or you can come collect
you set
it.
up a cash account.
Or you could even,
it out and
you can even do you put it on a server and then you have tokens.
right.
So you can pass out basically a one-time token, and this token allows you to download
Dude,
it once.
I ain't gonna do that. Somebody set that up. I'll go and do it.
Or you can let Two Broke Twimbos handle the money issues.
Yes.
Sure.
And then we'll do all the dirty
That's the
work.
best idea I've heard all day.
All right, and then
We'll take a nominal 99% fee commission.
99%, 1%, it's okay.
It's really
But so it's a challenge,
just a
guys.
token fee, really.
So hopefully something will be popping, and because I gotta get the music to people.
Okay.
You get cats from
idea.
Yeah.
Every artist we've spoken to has this grind. Right? We seem to have some bit of technical know-how.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's make it happen.
Why are you guys sitting?
Start a website.
just talking. Yeah.
Not even. It doesn't even have to be complex, bruh.
No, honestly, for real. Because you know what? As
Keb's
an artist,
account.
I just want to get my music out there. You know, that's really all I want to do. You know.
Yeah.
So guys, help, eh?
Actually, there's a way.
Aight.
I'll tell you about
Don't
it.
tell
later.
us on air.
I'll
Yeah.
tell
Stay tuned. We're gonna be rich.
We'll be rich.
Look out for a name change
All right,
coming
man.
soon.
All right.
Shout out to the two broke Twimbos. You know what I mean?
Are we
Shingirayi.
giving away albums? We still got albums.
Do we still have some?
Yeah, we still got some albums. Yeah, we're trying to work something out. But yeah, we still got some albums to give away. We've basically got a bunch of albums. We just can't give them away fast enough. So this week, tell us the name of our guest's upcoming album, and you could win yourself a CD.
Let's see who was listening.
Manje, there's no rewind option on this thing. So,
Shame.
Terms and conditions apply.
alright. So there's two broke Twimbos. Remember, follow, like, subscribe, whatever it is you have to do. Download these items, keep them, give them to your friends if you like. We try to keep the sizes nice and small, without compromising quality.
Nice and small.
Peace.
We out.
We broke.
Inzwa Mau shakanzafa Shingirayi Mutswa Mau shakanzafa Akafasa kamutswa Bagame like Nangandacha Mai wenda gandacha Satananga ndinyuza Meso wangu wakatwa Semomba inditina Sembongoro kuditacha Akandinyengeteza Chose chanda nainipa Shinu zose zvenyika Life ichinispaka Bachka zakanaka German bush dakapaka Shamwari zakawanda Kunyanya dziadzechisana Nawonda ifambidzana Vana vangu arimbama Mums vangu akayedza Kunditsura ndikati Aiwa bodo na baba Mazano wenyaka dakwa Ndinimfesa kangwara Naronda idzikaka Daifamba mudenga Ndisatsike netsoka Ya akandigona Wangu ininda karipa Aida undiparadza Laki ndakapunyuka Mau akaradzwa Shingirayi Ndini ndamuka Inzwa Indanga dafa Indanga dafa Asiwashe ninda mutswa Indanga dafa Mai wendanga dafa Mama waradzwa Shingirayi Nazvagwa matswa Inzwa
Indanga dafa Asiwashe ninda mutswa Indanga dafa Mai wendanga dafa Mama waradzwa Shingirayi Nazvagwa matswa
Asibona ndotenda Zvinhu zvanga zvapenda Inzwa yandakanzenga Zvanga zvisiri zvega Pane panozomira Woguma kudapererwa Nyangwe ukazviedza nyoka Haufi wakapenda Ndakati ndiri murapa Kubata biro nepepa Ndakatofaka pressure Dzimara ndazofishwa Na Princeton ndaindapinda Video yakajeka Shure kwache na fortune Mbaruza ndakabika Diani mama ndabura Nyika yikabuchira Handina chandakachinja Chinangwa Changu kuvura pfungwa Dzevana weAfrica Asi Mwari yakaniwinga Sei uchindipikisa Zvakandishungurudza Akanditendebutsa Mweya mutsvene akapinda Akandizadzikisa Ndainge ini ndanuna Asi ndakanunurwa Mau akaradzwa Shingirayi Ndazvagwa patsva Inzwa Indanga dafa Asiwashe ninda mutswa Indanga dafa Mai wendanga dafa Mama waradzwa Shingirayi Ndazvagwa patsva Inzwa
Indanga dafa Asiwashe ninda mutswa Indanga dafa Mai wendanga dafa Mama waradzwa Shingirayi Ndazvagwa patswa
Some of y'all don't know me Started out in the 90s Zim legit came before me Respect the pieces of ebony Told the world I was an MC Attacked the mic like an enemy Flow sick like disease Hip-hop was my remedy That's when we went all out With Prince T double teamed up Blackness, the song came out Blowing up from the north south Then came Who's the Mau Mau Shona rap brought a new sound Representing for H-Town I've been up and I've been down And I'm still grinding And my business I've been minding And I don't need you to remind me That life was full of drama First I lost my nana My uncle then my father Took me years to recover Took me that to discover God, who's my father? On my knees by Jehovah I'm not ashamed to say it Without him I wouldn't have made it See, you came and you saved me. Mau, you changed me. I'm born again, I'm a new man. Shingirayi, what you call me? Listen. Indanga-dappa. Indanga-dappa, asiwashe nindamuswa. Indanga-dappa, my wendanga-dappa. Mama wanatwa Shingirayi, azwa kwa matwa yitwa.
Indanga-dappa.